Coming up, is Matt Hardy actually now staying with WWE? Randy Orton finally reveals why he attacked Edge. A big title change on Raw and more.
Support WrestleTalk!
Give us a subscribe. Hello and welcome to the WrestleTalk Super Review News. I'm Ollie Davis, and to kick things off, here's the 2nd of March 2020. Oh crap, it's Elimination Chamber this Sunday. Quick, someone make some matches. Episode of Monday Night Raw in about 5 minutes. The show opened with Brock Lesnar looking big, while Paul Heyman described how big he is. And he'll easily retain the WWE Championship at WrestleMania because Drew McIntyre is a sham who could only eliminate Brock after Ricochet punched him in the dick. The Beast's only weakness. After calling McIntyre a big stupid bitch, own it Drew, put it on a t-shirt, the sexy Scot came down, didn't say a word, and countered Brock's sneak attack with a Claymore. Simple, effective, badass babyface booking, massively enhanced by Brock's excellent selling, stumbling around like he was knocked out, walking up the ramp to chants of "You deserve it," to be hit by 2 more Claymores. When he's motivated, sorry Ricochet, Lesnar can make his opponents look amazing, and so begins their proper Mania build, somehow with nobody pointing at the sign, so I don't know where it is this week. Oh crap, we forgot about Elimination Chamber again. Quick, someone run some video packages. Continuing the hot open, the next match saw the Street Profits beat Seth Rollins and Murphy to become the new Raw Tag Team Champions. The match itself was nowhere near the drama of the last several weeks, but the spot of Kevin Owens stunnering Rollins behind the referee's back was super effective. Caruso alert! Seth then challenged them to a rematch on Sunday. Unfortunately, the show derailed considerably after that, with one of the lowest points of WWE all year. Ricochet, a wrestler with unlimited potential, one of the most athletic performers of his generation, completed his sad transition into the undercard, where, hot off being squashed by Lesnar on Thursday, he was beaten quite decisively by Riddick Moss in a 24/7 championship match. And then WWE didn't deliver one of the matches I was most looking forward to on this episode, AJ Styles versus Aleister Black. Instead, Black had to beat Carl Anderson first, then Luke Gallows, who just beat him up until he was DQ'd because you can't pin the big guy, for AJ to easily beat him at the end of the OC gauntlet. I get it, it's standard underdog booking, making it seem like Black nearly beat all the OC by himself. I'd argue that didn't work though. It was competitive with Anderson, he was manhandled by Gallows and beaten quickly by Styles. But what made this most disappointing was that Black is just set dressing here. It's all about building AJ versus Undertaker, which it should be, that's the big WrestleMania match, but that doesn't make me feel any better about it. AJ and Black will have a no DQ match this Sunday. Liv Morgan pinned Ruby Riott thanks to special guest referee Sarah Logan's fast count. This utterly failed as a way to build interest in the filler entrance for this Sunday's Chamber match. Speaking of utterly failing, after months and months of build, the answer to what's in Rowan's cage was paid off in a random backstage segment with No Way Jose. Jose asked Rowan what's in there, so he showed them a large, fluffy, animatronic spider that looks in no way real. The payoff somehow disappointed my already very low expectations. Unfortunately, Asuka's legitimate wrist injury meant Kairi Sane had to fight Shayna Baszler here, a frustrating double whammy with Black vs AJ for advertised matches that weren't delivered. Baszler worked like a badass tweener against the very heel Sane and looked awesome while doing so, unhurried, in control and violent. Becky Lynch came out wearing giant glasses and a yellow coat to watch Baszler win with the Kirifuda clutch. Boy, I wonder who's going to win the Chamber match on Sunday. After a bad middle section, Raw returned to its first hour highs with Lucha, with Rey Mysterio and Humberto Carrillo tagging against Zelina Vega's sexy boys Andrade and Angel Garza. Garza and Andrade bounce brilliantly off each other. Their moveset, the way they carry themselves, even their matching blue tights. They could be a great act with Vega if WWE pushed them right. And enacting revenge, Carrillo actually won won a match, pinning Andrade with the wellness policy punishment moonsault. Don't worry though, I'm sure the natural order of things will be resumed when Carrillo is beaten by Andrade this Sunday for the US title in another hastily announced match. But sometimes it doesn't matter about the middle, it's all about how you leave them. And Raw put on one of the best segments of the year so far in a storyline that has already featured a handful. Beth Phoenix was in the ring to give a medical update on her husband Edge, which brought out Randy Orton from outer... well, predictability really, I could have told you this weeks ago. Why did you come out alone, Beth? Orton's acting was once again superb, going to hug Beth, then looking dejected as she pushed him away. And then after weeks of teasing, Randy finally explained why he attacked Edge the night after the Rumble. He told their history together, dating back to 1999, how Edge helped him when he made questionable life choices. Edge saved his life. So when Edge returned, Randy thought he'd return the favor. Randy passionately defended his actions, saying they were in Edge's best interests, that if he does come back full time, someone else will end his career. Orton loves Edge, he loves Beth, he loves their 2 daughters, so he did it all for them. He saved their dad's life, and that shows, he claims, that he loves those kids more than Beth and Edge themselves. Beth slapped Randy at that, so Orton hit an RKO in our now annual Randy Hits a Woman segment. It was a genuinely shocking moment, even though we could all see it coming, really. It's unfortunate then that this angle was slightly mired by a markish crowd, and the odd decision to have Natalya, Kurt Hawkins, R-Truth, and various undercarders to check on Beth, rather than, I don't know, actual doctors. But the emotion and character work beforehand was excellent. That was this week's Raw in about 5 minutes. Do you think Ricochet is being buried, and why? Let me know in the comments down below, because I'll be replying from out of no, oh god, it's still too soon. And click the eye above my head to let me know what you thought of the show, where you can choose from Rawsome, Core, Average, Poor, and Rawful. While this had a tag title change and that brilliant closing Orton segment, I actually found the episode overall pretty dull, with some very bad creative decisions, mainly Ricochet losing again and Rowan's spider reveal. This week's Raw is poor. Hot tag to you, Laurie!
Tag! Thanks, Ollie. So it's another day and another update on Matt Hardy's contract status, because is it broken or is it still a thing? Is it happening? I don't know. Because off the back of Matt putting out a video saying that he had opted not to re-sign with WWE and was instead weighing up his options as a free agent, which went up at midnight just as his contract apparently expired, WWE have now released a statement saying that the Buffon Hardy Boys contract with the company has in fact expired and they are accepting it. Did they future endeavor him? You bet your sweet ass they did. Saying WWE thanks Matt Hardy for his contributions to sports entertainment and the WWE universe and wishes him the best in his future endeavors. They also gave quite a nice rundown of his career, his 11 tag team title reigns, and his evolving character from the Grebo masochist with a penchant for office furniture to the unhinged lounge singing Tommy Wiseau, or whatever Woken Matt Hardy actually was. They did skip over V1 Matt though. I wonder why. They did say though that all incarnations had one thing in common: the adoration of WWE's fans. Thankfully though, those future endeavors don't have that usual bitter tang, as someone with Matt's tenure in the business is sure to be flooded with offers and excel wherever he ends up. So he replied, "Thank you at WWE and at WWE Universe. Love you guys, but bye-bye now. We've broken up." But like amicable, yeah. So you're still gonna hang around in the same spaces, you keep some of the same friends, you know, eventually 20 years later get back together. The sort of thing that only happens in rom-coms. Which is exactly what's happening this weekend, as Matt will be a guest at the big Event 18 convention in New York City, his first appearance as a free agent. The show will also see appearances from The Undertaker, who is currently WWE, Braun Strowman, who is very much WWE, Kevin Nash, and Bret Hart, who I don't think particularly care. But like I said, it's all amicable, unless of course he turns up on AEW Dynamite this week, because then that's gonna be really awkward, isn't it? Because that is in fact what seems like is going to be happening, because not only were Evil Uno's Dark Order tweets timed to coincide with Matt's announcement about his contract sitting in a dead tree, i.e. a chair, but at the end of this week's Being the Elite, Matt Jackson gets a frantic call from a 910 number. Now, what's interesting about the 910 number, but not brought up on camera in the episode, is that it's a North Carolina number, and the Cameron area specifically, where there is a certain compound. Matt Jackson then tells Nick Jackson that they've got to head back to California and they've got to make a quick stop, maybe at the lake of contract negotiations. Though WWE might have its own paddling pool of contract negotiations, they are still apparently making plays to keep Matt Hardy. Now, Ryan Satter tweeted this little tidbit. For those wondering, I've confirmed with multiple sources that Matt Hardy is being honest about his situation at the moment. His WWE deal has expired and he is now a free agent. However, the door is not closed on remaining with WWE as a whole, as there is still interest from NXT. Now, PW Insider's Mike Johnson also said that his gut feeling is that Matt will stay with the company and that WWE have offered him the NXT position. Now, obviously, gut feelings aren't confirmed reports or anything, but the last gut feeling that Johnson had was Edge returning for the Royal Rumble, and his tummy was right on the money. But what about all the teasing that Matt Hardy's done, you would say? Well, Matt Hardy did really tease going back to TNA back in the day, and he never went, so there's that. Either way, Wednesday this week is going to be absolutely fascinating. One last thing before we go, and that is yet another match announcement for the Battle of BRITWRES, the first WrestleTalk live show, which is taking place in London on March 16th. In association with Fight Network and sponsored by Wrestling Travel, the show is going to see an amazing clash from hot new London-based indie promotion Pro Wrestling Soul, because inaugural Soul Men's champion Connor Mills will defend his belt against British legend Jody Fleisch. Yes, flippin' please, and thank you, I'll have some of that. There's loads of other names on the card too, including Adam Maxted, Isn't He Beautiful, Rampage Brown, Robbie X, the OJMO, and WrestleTalk Scholarship beneficiary Callum Newman, so we can all check in on his progress like proud dads. Also, me, Ollie, Luke, Pete, and Adam will all be there and doing a live podcast, so come on down for Graps and Chats. Just head to WrestleTalkLive.com for tickets. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, why not give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and leave a comment, because I'm sure one of us is going to be lurking in the comments section to reply at some point today. And if that's merely whetted your appetite for wrestling content, why not watch our Elimination Chamber predictions, or head over to Parts Fun Known and see the first episode of our wrestling RPG series No Rolls Barred, which might just be the best thing we have ever done. I've been El Fakador, and that was Lucha.